Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Ken. Here is my iPhone 5C review. I guess you can say that this is a new member to the iPhone family, which replaces the iPhone 5. So the iPhone 5 is now discontinued. This is very similar to the iPhone 5, but comes with a plastic body. Before the release of the 5C, we all thought that this would be a cheap, inexpensive phone to compete with many other cheaper phones out in the market. But after the announcement, we all know that this is not the fact. This is more of a mid-range smartphone that doesn't have a very cheap price tag. I picked this up for $599 here in Canada, but in the US you can get it for $569 for the 16GB unlocked version. The plastic finish on the back doesn't really look that bad. The only thing that I would complain about the plastic finish is that this attracts a lot of fingerprint, residue, or dust. It also feels very slippery when you hold it, so having a case would be a great choice. The screen resolution on the 5C is just like all the other new iPhones. 1136 by 640 pixels at 326 pixels per inch. It does have a small 4-inch display, which in my opinion is a fairly small display compared to many other smartphones in the market right now. I know that with the 4-inch display, you can use your thumb to touch all four corners of your phone. But I don't have a fairly big hand, and I can do the same to my HTC One 4.7-inch display. So I wish that Apple would increase their screen size in their next generation phones, such as the iPhone 6, the iPhone 5CS, or the iPhone 6C. Yeah, it's pretty complicated. So you get accurate and vivid colors on your phone, which is always a great feature. As I said before, this is more of a mid-range or high-end smartphone. Let's take a look at the Geekbench processor benchmark. So this does have the Apple A6 dual-core 1.3 GHz processor with 1 GB of RAM. The score came out to be 710 for the single core and 1279 for the multi-core. Now this isn't a very high score compared to many high-end smartphones in the market, but it doesn't mean that the processor is bad or slow on the 5C. With iOS 7 you get a complete different look compared to iOS 6 or any previous versions of iOS. They changed up all the icons to a flat, simplistic look, and they added some features such as Control Center, where you can easily toggle different settings, change brightness, and go into shortcut applications. They also changed up the user interface design, such as the multitasking switcher. With the iOS App Store, you would expect some pretty great quality applications that will be compatible with your iPhone 5C, because having great applications will support your phone experience. If you guys don't know yet, Apple also released the official 5C case that you can purchase in the Apple Store or on their website. So here it is. This is the 5C case. In my opinion, I don't think that it looks very good. The material is fairly nice because it's really easy to hold, gives you a nice grip, but it also attracts a lot of dust. As you can see, they went with this kind of design with a bunch of holes that reveals the original color of your 5C, but the case also covers up the iPhone text, leaving out 3 letters HOR. Of course, you can purchase some alternative cases for your 5C instead of purchasing that official expensive $29 5C case. I have a bunch of my favorite cases right here. You can click the annotation to check out that video. I'll put the link in the description as well, and also the annotation on the screen. So be sure to check out that video. So the battery life on the 5C is alright, it's mediocre, nothing special here, it's not that outstanding. This has a 1500 mAh battery, which isn't a very big battery. So you can get up to 10 hours of battery life, that's what Apple claims, but according to my experience, I got up to around 8 hours or 9 hours. Maybe it's because iOS 7 eats up some battery life, but the battery on the 5C is a weak point. So here's a comparison. I know this is kind of random, but here's a comparison between these 4 devices. As you can see, the 3 Apple products are at the same size, same screen size, except that the HTC One, of course, has a bigger screen. The speakers on the 5C is located at the bottom, which means that you can easily cover it up with your hand if you are watching a video. In terms of the sound quality of the speaker, it's very similar to the 5S and the iPhone 5. Because previously I was using that awesome speaker on the HTC One, so going to the 5S or the 5C speaker just doesn't sound that good. So this has a 8 megapixel iSight rear facing camera with f2.4 aperture. It's the same camera as the iPhone 5. Again, this is just basically the iPhone 5 in a plastic shell. The front facing camera is a 1.2 megapixel shooter. In iOS 7, you get a complete different camera interface as well. Here you can take photos, videos of course, in 1080p HD 30 frames per second. We all know that the iPhone 5S shoots 120 frames per second slow motion video. Unfortunately, this 5C does not have that feature. You also get a few other different modes, such as the square mode, which shoots the picture in a square shape, as well as the panoramic feature. The front-facing camera shoots 720p HD videos and has a fairly wide-angle lens. So here are some pictures that I took with the 5C. This is fairly well lit in my studio. Well, not really a studio. As you can see, I have the soft box here, and the panoramic mode actually works very well. This actually shoots some very nice HDR photos. So this picture is not HDR and this one is HDR. So the high dynamic range makes the picture look a lot better. And here's another HDR photo. So this is the video footage, 1080p HD 30 frames per second. I'm just gonna be quiet and let you guys judge by yourself. So this basically concludes my review on the iPhone 5C. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't checked out my unboxing of this and my overview video, be sure to click the link in the description and check out that video. And also check out the video that shows my favorite cases for the 5C. Thank you very much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more future content, and I will see you guys in my next video.